So what's up? You got a new album coming out?
Got a new album coming out, Imperfect Harmonies.
Yeah.
Really excited about it.
Yeah.
Different sound, different vibe, but very beautiful. I like the texture of the sounds, and I experimented in trying to find a new sound for myself.
Yeah.
And
do you do that in the studio, or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the studio, I've got my own studio, so I work there. And
the whole record is made in your studio?
Most of it.
Yeah.
I got a room for. I recorded live orchestra,
Yeah.
and I needed more room for that, so I got a room just for that for a day and a half. East West Studios in Hollywood. But besides that, everything was recorded in my studio. Yes.
And how is the process when you're writing songs? Do you just get a tune in your head, or lyrics, or what happens?
Usually, I either sit down at the piano, or I grab the acoustic guitar, and I'll come up with a melody, a rhythm, and also a vocal idea.
Yeah.
At least a melodic idea. Some lyrics, sometimes not.
Yeah.
That's the base, and then from there I build.
Uh-huh.
So in this case, you've got electronic stuff on the new record.
Yeah.
So did all the beats, samples, played a lot of synths, and then guitars and bass and live drums. Mario, my bass player, played bass on it. Live bass. Troy from the FCC played drums, and then I did the orchestral arrangements for each of the songs. So, and then brought in live orchestra to record the orchestral arrangements, mix that in, and then go back and go, what's missing, what's too much, take this out, add something new. Maybe we were missing a guitar here or whatever. And then vocals, all the vocal layers and harmonies, and then bring in an opera singer and have her sing over it. Whatever's missing.
That's the thing I've been thinking about, because you have pretty cool harmonies and musical twists in your music. Where does that inspiration come from? Is it your background, or is it different music?
I don't know. Probably a combination of everything.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of different types of music.
Yeah.
I've never been a genre-specific artist.
Okay.
I mean, I'm known for the metal and rock, obviously, because that's what I've produced. But my music that I've created, I have a lot of different types of stuff. I have jazz, I have electronic, I've got orchestral and noise and experimental and hip hop and all sorts of shit. So I use it for other projects. I use it for licensing for video games, films. My musical that I'm doing, Prometheus Bound, I'm using a lot of it for that.
I wanted to ask you about the musical.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that one? It sounds really interesting.
It
it's
is.
a Greek drama, isn't it?
Yeah. Prometheus Bound was the first Greek play ever enacted. And it's based on the god Prometheus, who was punished by Zeus for giving humanity fire and the tools of our trade. And it's Greek mythology, of course, but it's done in a very modern way. And the messages in the script, the profundities, were really powerful and modern. Tyranny and justice and things that I was attracted to in the script. And Stephen Sater, who's the playwright, my partner in the musical, he's really well known for doing Spring Awakening and a number of popular musicals. I've never done a musical. I'm not even a fan of musicals.
Do you have a contract on it, so it will be? You know that this will be played, or?
Yes, we've got the American Repertory Theater in Boston at Harvard backing it. We've got Diane Paulus, who's our director, and she's done Rent in the Park and a bunch of successful musicals and plays. And we've been doing workshops for a year and a half, and we're going to be opening March 5th at the American Repertory Theater in Boston.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
So I have to ask you. You come from System of a Down, of course. What is the
I come
difference?
from my mother's womb.
Yeah. But your latest musical background is from System of a Down. When you write music for Serj Tankian, your own solo music, or System of a Down, is there differences in your creational mind, or are you more free in your own projects?
I think you're always more free in your projects because you don't have to listen to anyone else's opinion. However, it really depends on the song. If you have a strong vision for a song and you know exactly what you want out of it, you know exactly what to do to it, then do it yourself, because then anything else is going to get in the way. But if you have a song that you think is a great chorus, but the verse could be better, and you want someone else to work on it with you, You know, you want to bring someone else's vibe into it. Then collaborate with another songwriter, or a band or whatever. So it depends.
You used to work with many different songwriters, or do people hire you as a songwriter as well?
For my own record, I'm primarily the only songwriter, so I write all my own stuff.
Cool.
And I have collaborated with other songwriters for their own projects mostly, and I still get calls from different songwriters for that. Yeah.
Cool. And speaking of different songwriters and producers, such things, you have been working a lot with Rick Rubin.
With System, yes.
Yeah. How is that?
It's great.
Because he's kind of he's in all different types of music. Is he? Kind of interested in Rick Rubin. He's a little bit of an enigma, I think. So it would be nice to.
Rick's a really sweet guy.
Yeah.
Very sweet guy, and he has a very unique take on production. It's not a it's a very intuitive approach to producing, I think. Yeah.
Cool. You have done a poetry book.
Yeah.
And there have been rumors that there will be another one.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yes.
When will it come?
My new poetry book, my second one, will be coming. It's called Glaring Through Oblivion.
Glaring Through Oblivion.
Yeah. And it'll be out next year. It'll be out next year through HarperCollins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will it be a thick one, a Bible, or a small little?
It'll be this big, and it'll be a coffee table book with amazing images. The artwork on it is done by a good friend of mine, Roger Kupelian. Roger is an amazing digital artist. He worked on all 3 Lord of the Rings and a bunch of amazing. Yeah. The painting of the 2 kings with the river and stuff. That's his painting, and the Mordor, and he's really good. And so he did this beautiful artwork for the book. So it's going to be a very unique.
Will it be released in Europe or just in America?
I hope it'll be released worldwide, and that's what I'm under the impression HarperCollins will do. Or they might go start there and then increase distribution later. Could you make sure that door remains closed? Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Nothing
like a good latte. I got it. Sorry, in the middle of the interview. It's been a long fucking day,
no
so
problem.
it's okay.
We like it nice and cozy here at Crank It Up. So.
Let's crack them up.
I wonder, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself then? This sounds like a job interview, does it? Where will you be in 5 years?
It's hard, Anyone who assumes they know where they're going to be in 5 years is kidding, because nobody does. But
if you give us your vision.
I'm hoping to continue doing really creative things. I'm planning a lot of new things for myself musically and artistically. Besides the musical and the new record, I've got a symphony that I'm writing, my first jazz classical symphony. After that, I've got a museum project idea that I'm putting together for a museum. I've got a non-fiction book that I'm doing a skeleton for that I want to write. And a lot more music. I want to continue doing what I do and do it, but making it even more simplify things for myself.
And what will the book be about?
The non-fiction book.
Yeah?
The non-fiction book will, the premise is the intersection of spirituality and justice. Yeah, it's not an autobiography of System of a Down.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know we're a bit short of time, but we at Crank It Up really want to thank you.
Yeah, my
pleasure.
pleasure.
You have been very nice.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
You too.
Really nice cake.
Cake. We gotta finish the cake. Otherwise, it's such a shame.